Hey, this is Felix, and today we're going to explore video games as an art form. Video games being considered as art has met with much controversy these past few years. Michael Saimin in particular, a founding member of the indie studio Tale of Tales that brought you games such as The Graveyard, and Sunset, argued in 2011 that games are systematic and rule-based, and he identified the industry's emphasis on gameplay mechanics as directly responsible for the marginalization of artistic narrative in games. Saimin described modern video games a little more than just digital sport, and for those reasons, video games cannot be considered as art. A good argument, but I obviously disagree to that. Video games are not like what they're used to in the 80s and 90s. As technology changed and evolved, so did video games. Long gone are the pixelated graphics and mechanical stunts of the ATARI era.
So,
video games can now craft amazing stories.
Your fortune. Hang on, Nathan!
Where is the artifact?
And create breathtaking environments. Art, by definition, is the expression of human creative skill and imagination. So, I think video games are applicable to that description. It would be better if I show you different games that perfectly captures the essence of art. Not just in visuals, but also in sound and storytelling too. The first game we're tackling is Limbo, a game made by an indie studio named Playdead and was released in July 21, 2010. Limbo is a unique 2D puzzle platformer that involves a young boy going through dangerous places and situations to save his sister from an unknown threat. The game received numerous awards and critical acclaim from dozens of critics, not just for its gameplay, but also for its unique visual style. Limbo used monochromatic colors for its environment to emphasize the dread and danger the boy will encounter throughout his adventures. The game feel of Limbo is truly one of a kind, as it really feels like a horror game, but at the same time, it's not. The sound design also complements the eeriness of the game, and adds a layer of fear when the player stumbles to a new area. Limbo's plot is very simple to understand, but when given time to think, it gets complex. A way to explain while not spoiling is the game has an interpretive story. It's up to the player's understanding to piece together the plot and comprehend the most of the events that happen, and that's what really sets the game apart from the others released during its time. Limbo is truly a unique one, and it is one of the few games that jump-started the artistic and interpretive genre back again on the mainstream media. Shiro Games' latest game, Evoland 2, is a unique RPG, with its graphic style and gameplay changing as you progress through a storyline based on time travel. What makes this game artistic in my opinion, is how it shows the artistic evolution of gaming as we know it, from the 2-bit color palette and mechanical sounds of the Game Boy era, to the vivid, lively, and 3D world of the PS2 era. Evoland 2 not only shows you the visual evolution of games, but also its gameplay mechanics. From the active battle system of Chrono Trigger to the bombastic puzzles of Bomberman, the game doesn't shy away from showing you the evolution of gaming right in front of your very eyes. Coincidentally, the game's theme of time travel coincides with the nostalgic factor that the game is trying to send. I'd say they're successful with capturing the memories of childlike wonder, and for that, I think it's one of the great artistic games out there. We believe that video games can be more than a pastime. They can be an artistic medium that delivers beautiful, meaningful, and timeless experiences to a wide range of people. Our goal is to create games that fulfill that potential. That is Giant Squid's philosophy when making games for people. It's not just the gameplay they're focusing on, but it's also the message of the game itself. That's where ABZU, their latest game, comes in mind. ABZU is an exploration game that takes place in the deep blue sea. You take the role of a man that can indefinitely breathe underwater, and it's up to him to solve the sea's mysteries and save the ocean. The name references a concept from the oldest mythologies. It is the combination of the two ancient words Ab, meaning ocean, and Zu, meaning to know. When combined together, it means the ocean of wisdom. The game draws inspiration from the deep innate narrative that we all carry within our subconscious. The story of ABZU is a universal myth that resonates across cultures. ABZU is also full of hidden lore. It explores the journey of finding out where we belong in the natural world, and combined with the orchestrated music and amazing visuals, ABZU did its job well on delivering a thoughtful message to the players and expresses the vast beauty of the oceans. Presentable Liberty is a game made by Worldpol, an indie developer. It follows the story of a prisoner who cannot leave their cell. You can only traverse the prison cell you're in. You cannot leave, and you cannot escape. You will receive letters throughout the game. These letters progresses the story, and you will get to meet certain characters to potentially help you escape the prison. Only the letters you're receiving are your only access to the outside world. These faceless characters you meet via letter are your only choice of communicating outside, but even then, you can't reply to any of them. The premise of the game is interesting alone, and capturing the feel of loneliness solidifies that. Presentable Liberty will unknowingly grip you to the story. The more you're deep into the rabbit hole, the more your curiosity will rise. This is a type of game that psychologically screws with your head. You'll keep thinking and guessing on what will happen next, and the game perfectly handles that from beginning to end.
How much of the outside
This is
world can you hear
Markiplier's
yourself?
reaction, a famous
How high
YouTuber,
are
when
you
he is
even
30
up?
minutes into the game.
Guess I can't know. Just listen close. Gramophone! I hear it! God, Charlotte, I hear it! Charlotte, I hear it! I hear it, Charlotte! God, how can I tell her I hear it? How can I tell anybody I hear it? I can't talk to anybody. Is this even real? God damn it!
The game is at its strongest when played alone and alone only.
Charlotte, keep playing, please! Charlotte, could you hear it from up there? Yes, I could!
You will notice that he unknowingly tries to talk with his characters, as if they're alive and real.
And yes, I feel lonely. I do too, Charlotte! If you're real! Ugh.
The game is recommended to be played continuously. Fortunately, the game is only 1 hour long, so it won't take too much of your time. I highly recommend you give this game a try. I'm not exaggerating. This will be the most important hour of your life. The last game we're going to explore is a game called That Dragon Cancer. That Dragon Cancer is created by the minds of Ryan and Amy Green and a small team under the name Numinous Games. This is an autobiographical game that is based on the Greens' experience of raising their son Joel, who was diagnosed with terminal cancer at 12 months old. The game is designed to have the player experience the low and high moments of the Greens family, using the medium's interactivity and immersion to relate the tale in ways a film cannot.
Maybe the sweet was of daily affection.
The game was praised for being a raw autobiographical experience from the parents' view, making the player deal with the difficult emotions and the strain of the Greens' fate.
I guess maybe you don't because you're not in the clinic as much as I am, but on someone's last day, they always bring them a cake and they sing Happy Off Therapy Day to you.
The game tackles with heavy themes. It is very
not good.
honest, and it doesn't shy away from the problems those people face every day.
Basically, he thinks we should move forward with the radiation, and it kind of freaks me out, but it could be another miracle.
And now, she's an immensely...
That Dragon Cancer recently won at the Game Awards 2016 for the Games for Impact category.
Pat.
The father, Ryan Green, who accepted the award, gave one of the most heartwarming speech of the night.
Goes to that Dragon Cancer.
That Dragon Cancer exists because my wife Amy, my children, Caleb, Isaac, Elijah, and Zoe, my business partner Josh, our team, John, Brock, Ryan, Mike, and Chris, our friends who are at UYA, Kelly, Julie, Bob, and Jared, our over 3,000 Kickstarter backers, Indie Fund, and this entire industry believed it should exist. Often in video games, we get to choose how we're seen. Our avatars and our tweets and the work that we do are all meant to portray the story that we want to tell the world about why our lives matter. But sometimes the story is written onto us, or it's told because of us or in spite of us. And it reveals our weaknesses, our failures, our hopes, and our fears. You let us tell the story of my son, Joel. And in the end, it was not the story that we wanted to tell. But you chose to love us through our grief by being willing to stop and to listen and to not turn away. To let my son Joel's life change you because you chose to see him and to experience how we loved him. And I have hope that when we are all willing to see each other, not for just who we want to be, but who we are and who we're meant to be, this act of love and this act of grace can change the world. Thank you.
Joel Green, after battling cancer for almost 5 years, unfortunately passed away on March 13, 2014. I sincerely sympathize with the Greens family, and I hope the game's success will help not just them, but also for the people going through their darkest times. Art, in its very nature, is subjective really. It's up to the person's perspective to see if one thinks an art or not. So if you see video games as one, then good for you, we have something in common. But if you don't, or still don't, despite watching the video, that's still understandable. I just hope you understand that art is not just limited to sculptures and paintings. It can also be in the form of a video game.